Hey guys, Mr. Roden here. Hope everyone is doing well and had a great weekend. We are getting very close to winter break. So, um, if school's got you down and feel like there's a lot of work right now, I get that. I get that. You guys are online, and I know that can be tough sometimes. But my advice would be just stick with it. Okay, well, we're going to do your best. Like I'm learning how to be a better online teacher. You're learning how to be a better online student, and we're going to learn this together. But just being online, we can still learn online. And I think one of the key things for online learning is you have to, don't cut the corners. Or I know sometimes it's easier to cut the corners and, fast forward the videos and not because you don't have a teacher right there telling you to do it. But take the time because you do get what you put into it. And I think hopefully that you'll see that when you do the work, it really pays off when you start doing the tests and things like that. Okay. So just a little pep talk here. I really have enjoyed you guys so far this year, and I hope this video is finding you in a good place right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at our work for today. All right. So here is our learning target. I can decide if two triangles are congruent by side angle side theorem, or SAS. Well, didn't we just learn that, Mr. Roden? Didn't you just teach us that? Well, if you remember, it was ASA, not SAS, right? So we're going to have to figure out what the difference between those two are today. And it's going to be awesome because this is huge. This is a huge part of geometry. Congruent triangles are it's like a foundational part of geometry. So you're doing some really, really important geometry that's been around for thousands of years that we're learning right now. So you're really learning some historical, important things that students through the ages for thousands of years have been learning. So kind of cool that you're part of this bigger picture. All right, question of the day. So here's my question: What thing? Let's see here. If you could, let's see here. The question I had in my mind. I apologize. I've just kind of forgotten what that was. Okay, here's the question. If you could give one person a gift right now, what would it be? If you could find one person around, and money isn't an option. I don't know. Maybe you have a superpower, even. I don't know. If you could give one person a gift right now, what would that gift be? What would that gift be? If you could give one person a gift, what would that gift be? I think my gift would be my dad's getting a little older. He's in his 80s, right? He's getting close to 80, not quite. And I would give him the gift of just being in good health and being able to get out and do the things he likes. He likes to be outdoors, and he taught me how to love the outdoors. So that would be my one gift I would give. I'd give my dad just a gift of health, so he could get out, and he had enough energy to get out and enjoy the things he loves to do because he's starting to get up there in age. So, all right, that's my gift. Let's take a look at the homework bucket, shall we? And you know what? I would be interested to see tomorrow. I'll ask this question and see if some of you would like to share what's one gift you could give. If you could give someone one gift, what would it be? And it could be just a little thing you might give. Hey, I give my brother $10 because he could use $10. That's cool too. So whatever you want to do, but I'd be interested to hear what you guys have to say. So think about that, and we'll reshare that tomorrow. Sound good? For those of you who want to share. All right, so let's take a look at the homework bucket really quick. Let me go to this, get the homework bucket. Okay, so in your homework bucket, I've unpublished a bunch of stuff. If you need something published, let's say you are going to retake the test and you need it published, just let me know through email. This week, let's communicate really, really well with email. I will try to get back with you as soon as I possibly can, and you need to communicate with me. Let's not have any surprises over break. All right, let's know where we're at before break ends, and so that way we're all happy and no surprises. Okay, for your math grade. Now, I have unpublished a bunch of stuff because I just want to keep it simple. Now, there is one that's published right now, and that is your ASA homework questions. That is due tonight at 11:59 p.m. And I haven't even looked. I haven't even looked who's done it, who hasn't. Remember, they're essay questions, and I'm not going to give full points unless they're well thought out. I'll give you a partial credit if you miss it, but you tried. But I'm not going to give you full credit unless you kind of nail that concept down. So make sure you're answering those essay questions specifically, in that question, and I purposely put those as essay questions just so it makes you think, because geometry is definitely a thinking subject. It's not a just get the right answer and move on. It's thinking about things and understanding why things are true and why things are not true. Okay. Now, if you notice right here, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this on right now and publish it. Okay, is called, and I think you guys will be excited about this. What we're going to learn today is called SAS, and I'm going to make it an extra credit homework assignment. Okay, so I think, let me just make sure I've enabled it and everything looks good. So my settings. All right. Oh, let me enable. So we are now enabled. So, but you're not going to be able to do this homework assignment without watching the video. So please watch the entire video and then go back and do the homework assignment. Okay. You can resume it. Now, again, is it resumable? Yes, it is resumable. Okay. All right, so I'll save those changes. So now that homework assignment should be ready to go. It's extra credit. So if you don't want to do it, if you got an A and you don't feel like you need to get an A plus 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 plus, that's fine. But I have had students worried about their grade in here. And so now I'm giving you an opportunity to try to raise your grade through extra credit. But I'm going to say this, I'm going to be very strict. I'm going to give very few points for just kids just typing random stuff in. If you've got to nail these problems, okay, it's got to be obvious that you watched the asynchronous lesson today and you truly understand what SAS is all about. If you don't understand it, and well, I won't hurt you, but don't even try these homework problems unless you've really watched the video and you understand it. And feel free to email me if you don't understand, if you really want to make sure you get this thing. I'm going to give you one attempt, and I'm going to be pretty picky about giving you points. I'm making this thing worth 20 homework points. So that's a nice chunk of homework points. So if you nail both of them, there's an opportunity to raise your grade right there. Okay. So from those emails, the students who want to get their grades up because their test wasn't as high as they want or whatever, here it is. I'm giving you that opportunity. So take advantage of it. And that's due Wednesday at 11:59. Okay. And then it's pretty much done. I'm going to cut the grades off after that, so you'll know what your grade is before you leave for break. Okay. Awesome. So let's go ahead. I know I've been rambling a little bit here. So let's get to some, Webex. Come see me in Webex. Some of you guys have. There's a few who do a really nice job of communicating with me. I don't want to embarrass any names, but there are a few that really, you know who you are, do a great job of coming and talking to me on Webex, and I appreciate that. Okay, you're not bugging me at all. So if you want to come talk to me, email me. And what I'm going to do is that way I'll set up appointments. That way it'll just be you and I, and won't be some random kid waiting around for us to get done. Okay. Okay. So let's take a look at the warm up. All right. So first warm up, your job. Now this is dealing with. This warm-up is dealing with angle, side, angle, what we learned last time, angle, side, angle, okay? So what I need you to do right now is I need you to see if you can't do this proof. Now, it's going to be challenging, but give it a try. Don't just wait for me to do it. So we're given that angle MQP is congruent to angle NPQ, and we're also given that angle MPQ is congruent to angle NQP. And I want to prove that these two triangles, triangle MQP is congruent to triangle NPQ. All right. So give it a try and pause the video. We'll just remember, I'll kind of set you up here. We want to do a statement, reason, proof. Okay. And so go ahead and give this a try, and I'll be back in shortly to go ahead and see how you did. If you get stuck, just try it, and then you can fix it when I go over it. Okay, pause the video. Go. Pause the video. Hey, welcome back. So let's go ahead and give this a try. So we have our statement here, and then we have our reason. Okay. And then I'm going to mark the picture in red. Remember, the picture is not a proof. The picture is a visual aid to help you understand what you're going through, what you're doing. Okay, so step one, I think we'll just go ahead and get the given in. So angle MQP is congruent to angle NPQ. Okay. So what does that look like? So over here, so NQP, so NQP. So this angle right here, see how I'm naming it NQP. Remember, the vertex always goes in the middle of the angle, is congruent to angle NPQ. NPQ. So these two angles are congruent to each other. Oh, my bad. This is MQP. MQP. So it's this one right here. My bad. Sorry. MQP is congruent to NPQ. Okay. So, and that's given. The reason for that is given. All right. So step 2, statement 2, I'll kind of like this. All right. Statement 2 is MPQ. So MPQ, so I'll put 2, let me do that in red. 2 arcs here. MPQ is congruent to NQP. 2 arcs here. Okay. And so let me get that in here. So angle MPQ is congruent to angle NQP. And that's given. Okay, now remember, guys, we're shooting for angle side angle. Do we have angle side angle yet? No, we don't even have a side. But remember what angle side angle is. The side has to be in between the angles. But I bet you can see it right now. So here's where you have to do a little bit of deductive reasoning here. I'm going to make this statement here. I'm going to say that QP is congruent to QP, segment QP. And why is that true? Well, that's the reflexive property of congruence, right? It's the reflexive property of congruence. So now I can go ahead and mark this right here like that, okay? And now I'm ready to say that the two triangles are congruent. I'll do that in black. I'm ready to say that the two triangles are congruent. Hopefully you were able to see this. I can now say that triangle MQP, the hardest part is getting all your letters because they're all, is congruent to triangle NPQ. And the reason is ASA, angle side angle. And I'm done. All right, cool. All right, let's take a look at the next one. This is your next one. This is number 2. So here's the question. Are these triangles congruent? Okay. So are these triangles congruent? So I'm going to give you a second now. Go ahead and try to write it down. Don't try to write it down. Do write it down. And use some reasoning here. And go ahead and see if these two triangles are congruent. Go. All right. Welcome back. So when I'm looking at this thing, so I want to try to get angle side angle if I can, because that's kind of where we're heading here. So one thing I can do right off the bat is I can say that, and I'm not running a proof here because it didn't ask me to write a proof. I'm going to say that these are supplementary angles. If this is right, that's right. So I'm in good shape here because what do I have? I've got angle. Okay, so now I'm thinking about how I want to do this. Okay, so I don't know anything about any other sides except I do have ML is congruent to ML. So I'm going to make that. So what I have right now, guys, is I have an angle aside because I have an angle because right angles are congruent. Because right angles are congruent, I've got a reflexive side. So what other piece of information would I like to know? Well, yeah, I need to know this angle right here. Okay, that angle right there. If that angle is 17 degrees, then we're going to say yes by angle side angle. If that angle right there is not 17 degrees, then it's going to be no, because angle side angle has to work in order for them to be congruent. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the math here. So we know there's 180 degrees in every triangle. So I'm just going to look at this triangle here. I'm going to look at the triangle that I'm considering is triangle KML. Okay, KML. That's the triangle I'm going to be looking at. The bottom triangle. And so let's see here. I have 180 degrees. Let's do this. I'll write an equation. I have 73 degrees plus 90 degrees plus, we'll call this X. And we know that has to be equal to 180 degrees. Okay. So let's add those together. Don't do slow so I don't make a little mistake here. Add those together. You get 90 plus 73. That's a 3. That's a 16. So we get 163 plus X equals 180. Then I'm going to solve for X. So I'll subtract 163 from both sides. I bet you're starting to see where this is going. So now I have 180 minus 163. Wait. Sorry, guys. My bad. You cannot take 3 from 0. Oh, no, we're adding. Never mind. We added there. Okay, so that is 163. All right, but here you can't take 3 from 0, so we're going to borrow, and that's going to be a 7, and 10 minus 3 is 7. And 7 minus 6 is 1, and 1 minus 0 is 0. So we now know that X equals 17 degrees. So we can say this is 17 degrees. So we can say yes because of ASA. See that? We have, let me do my mark. We have, we'll put angle, side, angle. Angle, side, angle. So the key, this is a good problem. A couple keys here is you need to remember the reflexive side that they both share, and you need to also remember that there's 180 degrees in a triangle. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so here's our new concept for today. Today we're going to be talking about side, angle, side, SAS. So I want you to go ahead and I'll read it off and make sure you get this into your notes. So side, angle, side, triangle, congruence theorem. If two sides and an included angle of one triangle are congruent to two sides and an included angle of another triangle, then the triangles are congruent. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, let me just draw two random triangles here. Okay, I'm going to just pull them up and make them really pretty here. So I got okay, so here's one triangle, and let me just copy and paste that. So click on that. That. Let me do this. Copy that, and I'll come over here and I'll paste it. Okay, so I just copied and pasted these two triangles. All right, so what is this saying? Here, let me erase this here a little bit. Go to my drawing tool. All right, so let's say we'll keep this very simple. We'll say this is triangle A, B, C, and we'll call this triangle D, E, F. Okay, ABC, DEF. So now, what is side angle side? Well, side angle side means this. It means that, okay, so if I have a side, let's say AB is congruent to DE. And remember, we always put a slash to show congruence. And let's say for some reason I know, or I've done math, I've done deductive reasoning, and I know that B is congruent to E. Now, in order for side angle side to work, you have to have the angle sandwiching the two sides. So in order for this to use side angle side for this information, I'd need to know that this side, CB, is congruent to FC. This is side angle side, side angle side, side angle side, side angle side. Okay? See that? Now, I want to show you something that I do not want to see this in my classroom. You get this? Do never let me see this in my class. Let's say that, oh, I'm going to do that. Let's say that we had this. Let's say we didn't have, we put the two right here. Now, is this side angle side? No, this is not angles. This is not side angle side. This is angle side side. And this, or you can think of it as side side angle. These are the two same thing. This is no. We don't say bad words in here. We don't call people angle side sides in this classroom. That is an absolute no no. This is not a. This does not prove triangles congruent. We cannot say these two triangles are congruent based upon this given information right here. I'm going to erase it because that was a bad word, and I don't want to write bad words on my videos. So look, guys, this is not side angle side. This is side. This is what this is right here. Is this is angle side side or side side angle? That does not prove triangles congruent. Okay, so there's a reason behind that. So we'll talk about that later. But right now, these two triangles are not congruent. Okay. So in order for triangles to be congruent, we have to take the side here. I'm just going to mark that out. We've got to take this side and we've got to have the angle sandwiched in between the two sides. Okay, see that? Now it could be anywhere. You could, as long as you have a side, angle, side. And remember, notice the two sides that you're using for your congruence, they make up that angle. See them make up that angle right there? And so that's what side, angle, side is. A side, an angle, and another side where the angle is in between the two congruent sides. Okay? So that is what we're shooting for today. Perfect. Okay, so let's look at this problem and determine whether these triangles are congruent, and we're going to assume we have side, angle, side. Okay? All right. So the first thing we have to kind of do is we have to kind of see which sides are matching up. So the first thing is we have 2.5 centimeters right here. Okay, it's the longer side coming off the congruent angle. So we can see that those two sides are congruent. So we'll say we have side, and then we have our angle here. So now we have side, angle, side. Now we have side, angle. Now let's talk about the last side. So the last side is 1.7 here, and it looks like it's 1.7 here. So yes, this does work for side, angle, side. SAS. So this would work. We have side, angle, side, side, angle, side. Okay, so yeah, that looks pretty good. Perfect. And notice we didn't even need to know what FE was. Side, angle, side. Okay, so let's take a look at this proof right here. So go ahead and take a second here. You don't have to do it on your own, but go ahead and take a second, pause me really quick, and just copy this down. So go ahead and pause, copy down, and actually before you pause, let's do this. Let's set our chart up. So we get our statement, and then we get our reason. Okay, so go ahead and pause, Mr. Roden, and copy this down, and we'll do this proof together. Hey, welcome back. Okay, so we want to prove that these two triangles are congruent. All right, so we'll start with our given. So we'll say that AB is congruent to AD. And the reason is that that is given. That's a given statement, okay? So let's go ahead and mark our picture so we know that AB is congruent to AD. So there's the first thing we have. All right, awesome, awesome. And we know also, statement 2, we know that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. Now, this is good practice. How would you name angle 1 with letters? Because that could be a little bit of a struggle for some of us sometimes. So remember, angle 1 is, you could name it two different ways. You could call it angle BAC, or you could name it CAB. Those are the same angles. And how would we name angle 2? We could name angle 2 DAC, or we could also name it CAD. Okay? So either way, we can now say these two angles are congruent because of given. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and mark those. Now I bet you're already seeing where this is going. So step 3 is, okay, what else can we see? We've exhausted all of our givens, so now we have to actually think and deduce some other piece of information. But as I see this, I see we have the reflexive side here. We have AC. So I can say that AC is congruent to AC. So AC is congruent to AC. And the reason is that is given. Okay. So I think we're ready to make a triangle congruent statement here. So now I can say that triangle BAC is congruent to triangle DAC because of side angle side, side angle side, side angle side. And we're done. Okay, hopefully that one was. I think that one's pretty doable, pretty easy, right? I mean, I don't mean to make sometimes these are harder for certain people than others. It's just kind of a new way of thinking, right? Cool. All right, so now we're going to determine whether these triangles are congruent. So your job is to go ahead and do that right now. Don't go these numbers. Don't worry about these numbers right here. So go ahead and see if we can say that these two triangles are congruent. Okay, so hopefully you got it. Let's see here. So this first one right here, we have an angle. We've got a side. Oh, look, we have another side. I don't know why I put 2 on that one. Let's put 1 on that one. So we have side angle side. So this is yes because of side angle side. Okay, what about this one? Well, yeah, I think this one also works because we've got a side, we've got an angle, and then we have that reflexive side. So this one is yes because of side angle side. So I think we're good to go on those. Cool. All right, so now let's go ahead and figure out. Okay, so we need to find the x value that results in congruent triangles. So if we look at this, we know that we have our side here, we have our angle here. So in order for these two triangles to be congruent, we need to know that 2x has to be equal to x plus 4. Okay. So we'll just subtract an x from both sides. So we'll get x has to equal 4 in order for these two triangles to be congruent using SAS. All right, so your job is to go ahead and do don't worry about numbers, just the next one here. And your job is to tell me the x value that must be true in order for these two triangles to be congruent using side, angle, side. Pause the video. Okay, welcome back. So in order for them to be congruent, we know that this angle and this angle have to be congruent. So we have 2x plus 14 equals 4x. That has to be true in order to use side, angle, side. Side, angle, side, right? So these two angles here have to be congruent in order to do that. So we know that 2x plus 14 has to equal 4x. So we'll simply just subtract 2x from both sides. It's some simple algebra here. So we get 14 equals what? 2x. And then we'll divide both sides by 2. And so we'll get x equals 7. And we're done. Cool. What else do we got here? Well, that's it, guys. That's it. Hopefully, side angle side was easy for you. If not, email me, let me know. And remember, you do have those extra credit homework problems that are due tomorrow night. No, Wednesday night. I apologize, Wednesday night. And I will not accept them late. Okay, so if you don't do them, no big deal. Okay, no one's saying you have to do extra credit. But if you want that extra credit, they need to be done by Wednesday at 11:59. Thursday morning, too late. So So make sure you get them done. And remember, guys, get your homework done tonight. The angle side angle 5.1 or 5.2 homework. Okay, angle side angle homework. Guys, have a wonderful day. Hopefully, and we'll see you tomorrow bright and early at 8:40 in the morning. See you later. Bye.